Hi everyone, Natu here again, back with another video. And in this video, I'm just going to talk a bit about thinking big and why, and just some advice and help in terms of if people struggle to think big when it comes to consummate their first large transaction. Yeah, so essentially, so many people are fortunate to, we can't really ignore the role of luck that luck plays in the things that a lot of people do, in terms of maybe having a relative that they know that gets them in touch with a large investment bank, or having a relative that works at a boutique investment bank, or family member that's in real estate and so on. There's always, if you're the one to make something happen, you have to pretend that luck doesn't exist, and you have to take ownership over everything without thinking about luck. But unfortunately, it does exist, and some people, they lack some of those relationships that can help them think big, because they don't have the quote unquote opportunity, so to speak. And that's not really the mindset I like to adopt. But let's just have some suspension of disbelief for 1 second. So my point is, if you haven't been around people that that show you how large transactions work in private capital markets, it takes a few things to think big. One is really understanding that I've seen senior executives with 9-figure net worths, 8-figure net worths, and so on, who I've been taught the ropes and seen how things work through them. Many of them are just overconfident and really cocky, and a lot of them don't know how investment banking works. They just have the boldness and confidence to do it because they've succeeded in different parts, like different things, working at different firms. And because of this, they have that confidence. And since they have that confidence, then they're able to go out there and then get the people that know the details and delegate everything to them. So understand that people working at Goldman, Morgan, all these places, people who created this huge net worth and whatever, it really doesn't matter that much. It's just the confidence that they have, and confidence is probably the number one predictor of success, as Brennan Burchard and a lot of these self-help people would argue. And so that really is just having the confidence, because that's really important. Number two is looking at reverse engineering things. You have to get the core components of what it takes to complete a large transaction and reverse engineer everything to its finer details. So whatever you're seeing, if you see a 100K transaction, you just have to say, what really happens at a larger scale? What types of check sizes? Like, basically you have to scale things out and then reverse engineer everything. What did the law say about finding debt for this type of people? What type of people would consummate these types of deals based on the feedback? Because you just talk back and forth, but what does the market actually say? How do you actually go to the market in a way that is legal for things that are this large? How does the larger transaction, how do I find larger companies rather than smaller companies that are selling? Or what does it take? What do investors need for a larger transaction? So it's just to find those things, and when you find those things, reverse engineer everything to its details. Then everything appears to you. There's no magic. So that's number two, reverse engineer. And number three, see them frequent, because when you see I've seen $300 million credit lines that didn't get closed, and I've seen all these things from senior executives over and over and over again. And that's why all over the websites and everything, you just say 10 million, 100 million, whatever. It's because at Raises.com, we're really numb to all of this. And that's why when people talk about they're raising $300 million for something, we're extremely numb to this, and we just focus on results. So okay, 300 million, whatever. Okay, what's the revenue? Like we just move on to the next thing. Like we're numb to it, and the reason why we're numb to it is because, and we see things non-emotionally, is because we see it and we frequent it over and over and over and over again. So that when somebody comes to you and says that I'm raising 20 million, and then you start to think, oh, if I get just 0.1% of it, then I'll make so much money. You don't really understand the fact that it's something that takes, one, it takes time. Two, it's something that you have to look at a deal to see if the deal's good. Three is that there's a big abundance of deals because the private capital markets has the trillions of dollars that flow through it, and missing a $20 million deal that you can't do doesn't mean anything compared to the deals that you can do. And just having that abundance mindset sets you free from the idea of, oh, it's so big, it's too good for me, because you see an abundance of new opportunities, and you don't have to be too over dependent emotionally on one, thinking that one isn't good for you. And when you start seeing and getting the confidence from seeing multiple of these transactions over and over again, pounding your emails, then you get the confidence. And so, yeah, just to summarize, one, know that senior executives just have the confidence. They don't really have to, not everyone has the competence, and confidence can be built by building the competence in reverse engineering. So taking the things that you may see at a small scale, understanding what is needed at a big scale by thinking from first principles, getting the core components when it comes to legalities, when it comes to sourcing the opportunities, and when it comes to the execution of the opportunities. And that leads into number 3, which is really when you do this over and over again, get some reps in, then you start seeing large transactions. And so with this, you get numb to it and you become a beast. And from there, you get the confidence that you need to become what we call a self-serve investment banker. And Raises.com, we invented something called self-serve investment banking, which helps people consummate equity or debt transactions of 10 million plus using tried and true turnkey systems. And so if you want to see what we do, just head to Raises.com. In other words, other than that, feel free to just look at our resources or look at other resources as well. And, continue to work and build new companies, do amazing things, and hopefully one way or another, we have some fun consummating the transactions, because it's very lucrative. There are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of ways to waste time that you can actually avoid, so that everybody gets what they want. We get the reputation, build the momentum that we need, and get the projects that we want to get done. And so with this, thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.